Hi guys, rachybop here. Welcome to this second trimester symptoms video. I've done a video showing my first trimester symptoms. Check the link in the description for that. As I film this, I'm right at the end of the second trimester, starting to feel it. So I'm going to go through the symptoms that I've written down in my notes of what I've been feeling over the last 3 months, which is supposed to be the peak, the greatest part of pregnancy. Sure. Before I go any further, this video is sponsored by the Ridge wallet. As I get more and more pregnant, my bag gets more and more full, and anything I can do to make anything in it smaller like this is such a bonus. So the Ridge wallet is a wallet, but it's like metal, holds your cards in there and in the middle, and you can put cash in it as well. There's a clip and a strap. It's super compact. It's like the size of a bank card, and they've got multiple different patterns. I chose this one. I think it's beautiful. It's kind of like waves or a map. I just love it. And what really struck me about this wallet is how well made it is. It feels super robust for like everyday life, but also for hiking and outdoorsy stuff. And also I've got RFID blocking, so having something like this to put your cards in is such a lifesaver. That's how it looks with my cards in. I also like how easy it is to see which cards are in there and to be able to get out which ones I need, because I definitely don't get that in my purse. This purse is like really annoying. I've had it for so long, it's so scruffy, so I'm so happy to be able to upgrade to this. But just to be able to fan out the cards like that is a game changer as well. This will hold 12 cards plus cash on the back. It comes with a screwdriver and extra screws in the box. This box is so nice, makes such a nice gift. Also, there's multiple designs. Yeah, over 30 different designs, and it comes with a lifetime warranty. So I'd say that's a pretty good deal. If you do want to purchase one of these wallets, then go check them out, see if it's a good fit for you. But if you do want to purchase one, please use my coupon code. It's going to save you money. Currently 15% off. It will drop to 10% after the 18th of March. They're currently running an anniversary sale for their 9th anniversary. So use the code rachybop, all capitals. I'll put a link in the description as well, so feel free to check those out. Make sure to use that coupon. All the details are down there if I didn't explain it very well. But thank you so much to the Ridge for sending me this wallet and for sponsoring this video. I love it. Okay, so let's get into the symptoms of the second trimester. Actually not a super long list, but I will say I'm definitely starting to feel more and more achy and heavy as I move towards this third trimester. So the first thing I've put is the occasional heave. You remember in my first trimester symptoms I'd said that I would just dry heave quite a lot. Now, it's not every day, but certainly does happen. If something just catches me at the wrong time, I will very enthusiastically gip. I also did have a little bit of, I think as things were shifting, you get something called relaxing in your body that, I don't know if you always have it and it just gets a lot more, or if it is a part of pregnancy, but it is making everything super relax so that you can stretch and adapt, and that has caused a lot of problems in terms of aches and like leg pain and hip pain and all that kind of stuff. I had a little bit of what I would probably describe as a mild sciatica. It certainly wasn't full-blown sciatica, but I did have that for a few days when I first went into the second trimester, and you know, it's just awkward shifting around. Also had a lot of ab pain initially in this trimester of just, well, what I presume is the remainder of my abs being moved aside to make way for the growing baby. Nosebleeds, I haven't had any this last month, but certainly the first couple of months of this trimester I had nosebleeds. Mostly when I'd blow my nose, I'd be like, oh my goodness, it's bleeding. Not too bad. But I did have one where I just woke up early in the morning and I just felt this drip onto the pillow. And I was like, oh what on earth? Why is my nose so runny? This isn't normal. And then I immediately went like that because I thought, oh, what is that? Ran to the toilet, put the light on, it was just all over me. Horrible. And of course we had white sheets on that day. Of course we did. Still had a little bit of the phantom smoke smell, and that kind of went, and it's now come back a little bit. It's not all the time, but it's certainly there sometimes. Skin tag. So I did have a skin tag, and it's horrible really, because I didn't realise I had it, and it was on my underarm, and I shaved it and it came off. Horrible, but yeah, I think they're supposed to come and then drop off after you've given birth, but mine's gone. Also, sharp shooting pain in breast, I don't remember that must have come and gone. Vivid dreams and nightmares, that again has died off. It must have been earlier on in this trimester. Leg pain after lying on left side. Actually, it's on both sides now. I think that's the relaxing thing as well. When you're pregnant, you have to lie on your side, and you are supposed to try and lie on your left-hand side mainly. This is when you're sleeping. You're not supposed to lie on your back full stop. You can't lie on your front, physically impossible. But lying on your side is recommended, left side, so that the blood can flow to the placenta, I believe. Not always practical, not always comfortable. I do have a pregnancy pillow, but it doesn't help too much. I mean, I wouldn't be without it, but it doesn't mean that you're immune to the pain. And I wake up every night with immense pain in my hips. Sometimes it's the hip I'm lying on, sometimes it's the hip that's falling into myself because my body's relaxed itself and now gravity is taking advantage of that relaxation. But I find that if I just take my leg off the pregnancy pillow, lay it flat on the bed behind me for a little bit, it soon clears, and then I'll turn over. And honestly, I'm so tired that I just fall back to sleep. Some mornings I can be sore from it. Some mornings it's completely gone. It was just literally in the night. And still do some yoga to relieve that. That definitely relieves it for a few days. But it's a fine balance of getting a yoga that's going to gently remove that hip pain and not give you more aches and pains. Like I've done one recently, and it's not a bad thing, but it relieved the hip pain, but it gave me really sore thighs because there was a lot of squatting. So now I'm like aching from that. But that's life anyway. Cold and flu symptoms, I suffered with that initially in the second trimester, in the first half of it, and a cold sore. I think I was just really run down. That's definitely passed. Even bigger boobs now, yeah, the big, painful, itchy because it's stretching, like belly's itchy as well because that's stretching. Like if I'm just sitting here now, I'm like, oh, my back. Yeah, backache was the next one. Definitely getting backache. Definitely have to move more. That's not a bad thing. It's good to keep moving. Oh, and I haven't put it on here, but obviously I can feel the baby moving now, and it's regular and often, and it's almost like a muscle twinge type feeling, and we can feel it externally. If you put a hand on the belly, you can feel it. Not all the time, but sometimes. And she's also reactive to if we make a loud noise. Like Ryan sneezed in the car one day and she jumped in my stomach. So they're sensitive now at this point to sound, light, touch. I think touch. And sometimes I will, if I rub my belly, she'll kick me back. Windy, yes. Much like if I drink even water, I will be burping forever. So not like me. And acid reflux. I've never had acid reflux in my life before, but it's been so bad. Everything sort of passes after a week at max, so it's not been too bad. But when you're in it, you don't know when it's going to go, so you kind of feel like it's forever. I definitely had to sleep sat up. Anytime I would eat or drink something, it felt like it was just sat there, and just then with being like belchy, it's always like coming back up. I think because your stomach is being pushed up and has stress on it, it's pushing acids up, and it's obvious really with the science behind it, but feeling it is quite crazy. Overwhelmed. I have definitely felt overwhelmed. I'm feeling much better now, but very overwhelmed. I'm really lucky that I'm in a good headspace and a good place to be ready for the baby, because anything that is a little overwhelming in your life, that is a problem that you see in your life, or a problem about your situation or your relationship or anything like that, is exacerbated like it is when you're tired and whatnot. But getting overwhelmed when you're pregnant is hard, because you kind of feeling this sudden responsibility of, I'm gonna have this child that's gonna rely on me forever. Am I good enough? Can I do this? Am I doing what I should be now? Am I doing my best? What if? And then if you cry, am I hurting the baby? Like, it's just very overwhelming having something so precious just grow inside you. Next one is Restless Ankles. This has been pretty bad, especially on a night in bed. I did buy some rub-in pregnancy safe magnesium spray, but I haven't used it yet. I'm very funny with anything medication wise or anything like that. I would definitely rather suffer than do anything, because I think the suffering is telling you something. And I'm someone who likes to think, okay, what's this trying to tell me to do? But it definitely got so bad that I bought the spray, which is saying something for me. I haven't used it yet, but I've left it on the bedside table just in case, because if it does get bad, I'll be reaching for that spray, because there's literally no relief. Is it happening on days I'm walking more? Is it happening on days I'm not walking at all? I don't know what it is. It's a pregnancy thing and it's just annoying. And then the next one is not full energy, but more energy and strength. Yeah, I will say I've been able to do yoga, not super often, but I've been able to do it. I've had the strength, I've had a good mindset to do it. I've been able to walk, not over 20 minutes, but I've been able to walk. I've had a day out. I've just had more get up and go, to be able to do things around the house, to keep up with work and all that kind of stuff. It's not a burst of energy. I wouldn't describe the second trimester as that, but I think in comparison to the first, anything is an improvement. And the final one on here is wobbly. This is definitely something that you need to be aware of. They always say that your centre of balance shifts and you've got to be careful on stairs and doing anything because of that. And you kind of don't think it's happening, but I've definitely found myself very wobbly doing basic things, and I'll sort of fall. I have to just make sure that I'm not at the top of the stairs when I turn, or that kind of thing is just, it kind of sideswipes you because you don't realise how much it affects you. And everyone's going to be different because everyone's starting from a different baseline as well, and how this affects you emotionally and all that is, and what situation you're in your life is going to affect all things, symptoms as well. So I don't know if this will align with a lot of you or not many of you, but I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comment section if you guys are coming up to your second trimester, or if you've had any second trimester symptoms that were the same or different to mine. Let me know down in the comments. I'll do a third trimester symptoms video either towards the end of the pregnancy or after the pregnancy. It is flying by now. The first trimester went so slow, this one has gone so fast, and I'm really enjoying it. So we'll see how the third trimester goes, but I'm ready. I mean, there's no choice really, I have to be ready. So thank you for watching, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you again soon. Bye!